controversial. Vine Street Station, please. Well, I see my money has done wonders.
Please give me a chance to explain.
What? That you're a thief? Young lady, there are over 200 pounds in that wallet.
Then why didn't you stop me sooner? Why did you let me go this far?
I really don't know.
I'm not a thief. I'm trying to be honest. It was my first time.
But why pick on me? Did I look like such an easy mark?
The golden age of television presents Ray Milland starring in A London Affair, co-starring Gia Scala after these messages.
The technological revolution in China may soon make silver one of the most sought-after precious metals in the world. They're expected to use 500 million ounces by 1990. Other factors like inflation fears, mining problems in Peru and Mexico, plus increased industrial demand could push prices much higher. Get the...
A London Affair.
To 8 million people, London is home. To thousands more, it's a tourist paradise. To me, an expatriate, it was a great deal less. As Thomas Wolfe wrote, you can't go home again.
Cab, gentlemen?
Yes, please.
I don't suppose London's changed a great deal in all the years you've been away, Binion.
No, not a bit. England's the one thing that never changes.
People are a good bit like that, too, you know. Don't suppose you've been in touch with Celia since you arrived?
No, I haven't the slightest idea where she is anymore.
Well, perhaps we'll meet here in the club before you leave for the bush country or the veldt, or whatever place it is that you're highing off to next.
Yes, perhaps we shall. It was nice seeing you again, Mr. Ford.
Thank you.
Please, sir, could you possibly...
What do you make of that, sir?
How the devil should I know? She's probably a beggar.
Begging your pardon, sir, we get plenty of those. Drift down from Mayfair. Not like that one. She was different. Touch of quality, if you know what I mean, sir.
Yes, well, the quality seemed a little strained.
Yes, sir. May I get you a cab, sir?
No, thank you. I think I'll walk around a bit and see some of the old familiar sights. Thank you.
Very good, sir.
I didn't see her. She just seemed to leap in front of me from nowhere. I didn't even see her leave the pavement. I'm sure it wasn't my fault.
Stop her, woman! Stop her! Follow that cab, but don't lose it.
You looked a bit of a bundle, if you ask me.
I didn't ask you.
Meter's still running.
Then let it run. And wait.
Yes. Do you still want me to wait, sir?
No, I think not. How much?
£half a crown for the trip and £2 bob for the wait.
I've already invested considerably in this little episode. Here you are.
Thank you, sir.
I assist you, sir?
Yes, you may. The lady who just came in, the one with all the packages, will she be long?
Oh, yes, I'm afraid she will, sir. She's having a complete treatment, about 2.5 hours.
Yeah. You sure?
I'm quite sure, sir. Will you wait for her?
No, thank you. I'll be back. Oh, and by the way, don't mention it to her. I want it to be a surprise.
Benyon, my dear fellow, this is a stroke of luck.
Hello, Budding. How are you?
Oh, splendid, thank you. But how are you? Or rather, I should say, were you? You know, you completely dropped out of existence 7, 8, or was it 9 years ago?
I'm afraid I've forgotten.
Well, I always did say, you know, that you'd gone off to forget Celia. I never did believe those stories that Celia...
It's very wise of you, Budding, not to believe stories. People talk far too much anyway.
Yes. I suppose you're back with us permanently, hmm?
I sincerely hope not.
You know, Helen and I would love to have you for dinner tonight. Do you happen to be free?
No, I'm afraid not. I have another engagement. Goodbye, Budding.
Is that perfume? Yes. It's this one. It's very delicate.
Let's just try it. Is that an ounce?
Yes, it is. 5 pounds.
May I have it just as it is?
Why, of course.
You see, it's a birthday gift.
Thank you, madam.
Goodbye.
Taxi, madam?
Yes, please.
Vine Street Station, please. Well, I see my money has done wonders.
Please give me a chance to explain.
What? That you're a thief? Young lady, there are over 200 pounds in that wallet.
Then why didn't you stop me sooner? Why did you let me go this far?
I really don't know.
Suppose you wanted to make a game of it. You were amused, weren't you?
No, that's not true.
I spent very little. Here's the rest.
Keep it. Give it to the police. They'll want the full particulars.
Police?
Yes. They'll be the ones who'll be amused.
Please, give me until tonight. Only till 10 o'clock.
Why?
I can't answer that. I can't.
You expect me to accept just that?
I don't expect anything, really. I'm begging you.
But why me? Why pick on me? Did I look like such an easy mark?
I don't know where I got the courage to approach you. But you look like someone who might listen compassionately and understand. Somehow, you seemed as lonely as I.
Well, I was not lonely. I had no intention of listening to you compassionately or otherwise.
I'm not a thief. I'm trying to be honest. It was my first time.
Why 10 o'clock?
At that hour, I'm to be at a house in Carlton Terrace to see someone.
Carlton Terrace? Really?
Just 5 minutes. That's all I expect. But I must see someone. I'm so near. So near now. After all these years.
Well, I have a pretty dull evening ahead of me. Perhaps I might.
Thank you.
.211 Berkeley Street.
Where's that?
My apartment.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't expect you back so early this evening.
Change of plans, Henry. I shall be dining in.
Yes, sir. May I take your wrap, milady?
No, thank you.
My man was quite impressed by you. He feels you're a lady. But then you see, in his long association with me, he rarely encounters a lady. So he's not a very good judge. Why don't you sit down?
Thank you.
Cocktails, sir.
Put them on the table.
Will I order dinner now?
No, not for a moment. There's no hurry. Your drink is on the table.
My name is Giovanna.
Well, Giovanna, this is better than being in jail, don't you think?
I was just letting my mind wander down St. Peter's Square and on to Gravesend to look from a window of an inn built for an earl's mistress and watch the magical processions of ships of the world going seaward.
Yes, I seem to remember that inn at Gravesend, a mecca for incurable romanticists.
I was right. I think you are a person that can be compassionate and understanding.
I really don't know why I put up with you any longer. Back there in the taxi, at least you get the impression of being a woman with some red blood in her veins. Come in here and you change completely. Suddenly you become a lady.
No, Mr. Binion. I didn't suddenly become a lady. It's just that you suddenly discovered you were a gentleman.
Please, will you sit down? Please sit down. Why do you have to be at Carlton Terrace tonight? Who lives there?
Lord Meredith, the man I married.
Well, I asked for fanciful tales and I'm getting them. Go on.
Must I?
But don't you think under the circumstances I'm entitled to know?
Yes, you've been very kind. I was young. We were an aristocratic family, but we were poor. Therefore, to my parents, it seemed a wonderful match. And to me, the thought of an estate and the role of Lady Meredith was exciting. He was the epitome of real nobility, distinguished, so remote from everything petty and ordinary.
Sounds idyllic.
Yes. Yes, it was.
I'm sorry. If you'll excuse me, I'll get dressed. I think I'd like to take you out to dinner. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting so long, but Henry! Henry!
Yes, sir?
Where'd you go?
I've no idea, sir. She just stepped out and said something about getting in touch with you later.
Oh, she did? Did you order my car?
Yes, sir. It's waiting.
Keep going. We don't need you. Where do you think you're going?
I must go alone. I must see her alone.
See who? The Duchess of Neath or the Countess of Albany?
You must understand. The only thing I've had to live for is the hope of seeing her someday. Tonight, I'm to be allowed to see her for just 5 minutes. Alone.
Who?
My child.
Oh, I see. I believe we still have time for dinner.
The golden age of television will continue in a moment.
5-year-old Eddie Haynes may never see his next birthday. His lungs are like an 80-year-old's. His heart is weak and tired. Eddie is dying of cystic fibrosis. Knowing that Eddie's only hope was a heart-lung transplant, his mother brought him to Minneapolis. The crisis has been long, drawn out, and financially devastating. But Eddie's hanging on. Together with other transplant families, they're staying at Potter's House. Run by the Children's Transplant Association, Potter's House cares for families in crisis. Many have lost everything they own trying to keep their child alive. Imagine your child dying because you couldn't afford plane fare to a transplant center, or life-saving medicine, or motel bills for months at a time. If you would like to help one of these families, call with your gift of $18 a month. Through the Children's Transplant Association, you can help provide emergency flights, medical care, whatever is needed to help save a child's life.
I strongly support the Children's Transplant Association. It has done a fantastic job of helping children to achieve the gift of life, something we should all support.
How would you feel if your child had only one chance to live, but you couldn't afford to give it to him? Don't wait. Call with your gift of $18 a month. Help a dying child have a life-saving transplant. Help a family caught in a crisis. For Eddie and 15,000 others, life depends not only on the miracle of modern medicine, but on the miracle of someone caring. Won't you please call now?
We return to the golden age of television.
2, please.
Yes, sir. This way, please.
Oh, no.
Perhaps something a little further back, my lady?
Please.
Something to drink, sir? Champagne, perhaps, for Madame?
Yes, yes, bring us 2 champagne cocktails. And I think we'll begin our dinner with some smoked salmon.
Very good, sir.
You don't seem very concerned.
What happens to me after 10 o'clock tonight doesn't really matter.
Thank you. Why don't you drink your champagne?
No, thank you. I didn't eat today. Other matters were more urgent.
I was always under the impression that food was mankind's most urgent need.
No, Mr. Binion. Love is.
You think so? I found the most completely satisfactory substitute. Money and independence.
You're desperately afraid of being sensitive, aren't you? And the one thing you fear is being labeled a gentleman. And yet, you're really both.
Only one other woman ever insisted I was a gentleman. And in a way, she picked my pockets, too. She also gave the appearance of being a lady, just as you do. I didn't discover the opposite until after I'd married her.
Sounds idyllic. Suddenly, I feel like telling you everything I didn't want you to know. Can you understand?
I don't know. I'll try.
After a year, I bore him a daughter. Then everything seemed to change. He became cruel. One day, I met a charming Italian boy. He was everything my husband was not. He was warm, kind, and alive. I went away with him. It wasn't an easy decision leaving my child. She scarcely knew me as a mother. She was always Edward's daughter, another of his possessions. If I would have stayed there, she would have learned to know me as a defeated and embittered woman. I would rather have her know me with shame than with scorn. My Italian left me for another woman. I should have expected it. I didn't. I've been drifting for years. Nothing to look forward to. Nothing to come back to. I'm afraid you were right. I've been merely acting the lady. But with you, somehow it seems quite natural.
Well, go on. Tell me the rest.
I wrote and wrote every year at the same time, asking my husband to allow me to come and see her. Even for a few moments. He always flatly refused.
You've never seen your daughter?
Oh, now and then I hear from an old governess, just a few lines, telling me how beautiful she's become, how well she's doing in school, how happy she seems.
Then why this sudden visit tonight after all these years?
He wired me yesterday. I'm to be allowed to go to his house to see her for 5 minutes, alone. You don't know how I've waited for this moment, dreamed of it. I scraped together everything I could just to get to London. I even stole, so she wouldn't be ashamed of me or embarrassed when she saw me. This is her 10th birthday.
Well, I think we should hurry up with our dinner. I believe you said 10 o'clock. I'll leave you here.
Why?
You go in alone. I couldn't intrude. And besides, I wanted you to know before that door opened that I do believe you, and I do understand.
Thank you.
And you were right about me. I was lonely.
I'll bless you all my life for giving me these 5 minutes tonight.
I'll send my car back for you, and he'll take you wherever you want to go.
Please stay with me. I want you to go in with me. I need you.
All right.
I suppose everything's changed now. Chinese figurines, the music room. That's probably Valerie's room now. What will I say to her? How will I explain? I wonder what she's been told about me. Girls are kinder, more broad-minded these days, don't you think? Good evening, Lady Meredith, Mr. Bignon.
His lordship is expecting you.
So good of you to come. You're looking wonderful, my dear, as always.
Edward, after all these years.
I expected you to come alone.
Oh, may I introduce Mr. Bignon, Lord Meredith?
How do you do? Perhaps if I went on in your car and sent your driver back for you.
Oh, no. Please wait. I haven't got much time, Edward. May I see Valerie now? She is here, isn't she?
Of course, my dear. I wouldn't bring you here on a fool's errand. All those touchingly pathetic letters of yours have finally melted my heart.
Please let me see her.
You'll find her looking very beautiful.
Does she know I'm coming?
No, I thought I'd let it be a surprise. It happened 2 days ago, my dear. The day I received your annual heart-rending request. I thought I'd accede to it this time. It can't do any harm now. You see, I've kept her here for you.
Giovanna.
Please, take me away.
"8 million people in the city of London. And somewhere in that crowd, I'd found Giovanna. I think Thomas Wolfe was wrong. You can go home again if you're not alone."
Next on A&E, a starving high diver stirs up jealousy under the big top in Carnival Story, starring Ann Baxter and Steve Cochran.